So greetings from Pennsylvania once again. We're still down here in Lancaster County along the Susquehanna River. We just got done filming over at the Turkey Hill Overlook Trail and the Pawpaw Trail. Found tons of pawpaws in that video. That was amazing. But we're now a bit further south at what's called the Clark Nature Preserve. It used to be called the House Rock Nature Preserve, but they combined it with the one next door, which I forget what it was called. Anyway, but it's now the Clark Nature Preserve. But the overlook down here is still called House Rock. And in this video, we're going to talk about, as you can tell by the title, the Hermit of House Rock. So I am making my way to House Rock. I've been here before a couple times, several videos, either by myself or with some friends. It's a really cool spot along the river. But this is the story of someone named Colonel John Meade. And he is the Hermit of House Rock. He had several other locations along the river that he stayed at. House Rock was just one of them. I think there was one place called Middle Rock further north of here. And then the last place he stayed at was a place called Observation Rock. That was a little bit south of here. But he didn't live on top of the rock itself like the overlook. He lived down below. Some of these rocks have like an overhang, and he would live underneath. He would cover the area underneath with some boards, so it was a little more sheltered. I think he slept on a board. He made like an oven out of bricks and like an iron plate, and that's what he cooked on. And they assume that Colonel John Meade is not his real name. They're not really sure what his real name or what his personal story is. They think he was from the state of Maine, and they believe he fought in the Civil War. Thus the colonel. And I should mention too that I heard about this story from a site called Uncharted Lancaster. I might put the name down below, but I've done a number of videos based on stuff from their website. It's really cool. You know, especially if you're in the Lancaster area, they have tons of things to look up and check into. Uncharted Lancaster. So that's where I came across this story from. So I need to give them credit for that. So hopefully we have the overlook to ourselves. I did see several cars parked up there, but we'll see. But once we get there, I'll tell you more about him, about his story, or at least what we know of it. I do want to go. I've been to House Rock a number of times, like I said, to the top. I've never gone like down below. I don't know if you can or how easy it is to get down there. I know he moved from House Rock and from the other one, Middle Rock, because of the railroad that widened itself. Well, the railroad didn't widen itself, but people widened the railroad, and that disturbed both of his sites that he had there. So I don't know if his actual, where he stays actually exists anymore down there. So it might not just be, it might not be like right below House Rock, but maybe further down. But we're gonna explore anyway, see what we can find. And like I said, I'll tell you more about his story too. But check it out, we have some pawpaws. So I just filmed a whole video on these earlier today. This is a nice one though. Hey, but these are some things that our hermit could have eaten living out here in the woods. I can leave that one there. I might munch on this one as we make our way to the overlook. They're cool. Can't escape them. And then within a fairly short amount of time, up here is House Rock. I placed a channel sticker up here once. I think that was way back. That was like number 40 or in the 30s somewhere. That was quite a while ago. I forget if someone claimed that. I think someone claimed that one. Yeah, up the head, there it is. That's the overlook. Like I said, I've never been down below though. See if there's anybody else up here. Just take you with me here. Yeah, so our hermit probably often sat up here. I think we have it to ourselves. Cool. Yep. Awesome. So if you're trying to picture what this hermit looked like, he may not be your typical idea of what a hermit was. From what I've read, he seemed to be an educated man, a very learned man, I guess you could say. He loved to read, he loved to have conversations with people. It says that he was visited by like hundreds of people. They just come here to have talks with him, so he seems to be very philosophical and well educated in many ways. So he wasn't like your scruffy, mean, I hate people type of hermit. He actually did enjoy being around people at times, but of course, even though he got lots of visitors, he wasn't with people all the time here. He would be alone most of the time, probably. Yeah, I read that the railroad workers would drop off books for him. There's a railroad right down here for him to read and stuff like that. Well, I can understand why you would want to live here. It's a beautiful spot. And he did go into town to purchase supplies. He'd eat a lot of canned goods and bread and things like that. Fish. Maybe stuff he got from the river. And he would leave the area at times and go work on some of the local farms. He'd even end up in New Jersey sometimes working on some of the farms out that way, you know, during their vegetable or fruit seasons. Help him get some pay that then he'd go into town, like get those canned goods and stuff. Of course, he got his fuel from the woods. The wood and the coal, the railroad went down through too, like I said, so they would often transport coal from north through here. Sometimes that coal would fall out and he'd collect coal along the railroad and use that to heat his little area down below as well. So, yeah, so just looking over the edge, I'm not sure, that's quite a drop off from here, so I'm not sure if there's a way to get just below these rocks. Like, I'm not sure if his little spot that he had was just right below. Made it sound like it was further down, because when they widened the railroad down there, he had to move, so the railroad was way down there, so that may have been where his little spot was, I don't know. Or maybe it was up here and he had to move for some related reason like that, but we'll see. I'm going to poke around and maybe try to get down below here, we'll see. I don't know if this overhangs at all. So there's just one last look at the rock, and there's the view out there. So no doubt he spent quite a bit of time sitting up here. I mean, I would if I was a hermit. Anyway, let's explore around a little bit. Got a little bit more to tell you about him. Let's see if there is any kind of way down below. So let's head out this way first. This side. Yeah, I think this is a dead end. Maybe down that way. It looks pretty steep though, we'll see. Alright. Yeah, so here's a side profile of House Rock. We were just sitting up there. There is really no like overhang where the rock face sticks out and there's like a little place underneath, so he probably didn't have his little hut, we're gonna call it, right underneath here. But I am not going down there. So let's go to the other side here. Oh, there's some other people here. I hear voices. Or is that the ghost of Colonel John Meade? And here's looking at House Rock from the other side, and it drops way, way, way down there. Got a little queasy looking over the edge here. Yeah. And there's really no place to indentation, like I said. Because then we were on another rock, which I kind of wonder if it has an overhang to it. So I'm gonna go exploring over here a little bit. Because of course it just drops off everywhere around here. Yeah, so from the looks of it, he didn't actually live way up here by House Rock. He lived down below it. It's still called the Hermit of House Rock because he was right near House Rock. No doubt he came up here a number of times, but like I said before, he had to move from here because the railroad widened. So it probably was his little place where he probably was more down by the river. Yeah, they also have a sign back here that this area over here is closed for restoration purposes. I don't know. It looks fine to me, but anyway, I probably won't continue on this. I was going to go that way and go down around, but I think we'll just let that go. Yes, I probably could do it, but when you film yourself in areas that you're not supposed to be in and you put it on YouTube, you're just asking for trouble. So anyway, I should mention he died in 1917 at the age of 75. So this was quite some time ago. But yeah, I think he some issues with cancer or something like that. I think he had surgery for cancer the year before, and some complications with that. He died. Yeah, there's that sign. Restoration in progress. Area beyond this sign closed. Right. Let's head back up to House Rock though. Back up here. Sounds like there's little steps going up there. Yeah, once again, just a beautiful view up here. So why did he choose to live out at places like this? Well, on one hand, I can understand it's absolutely beautiful out here, but you know, it gets it's a pretty rustic place to live though, especially in the wintertime and stuff. Just living in a little place under a rock shelter covered by boards, a little brick stove. But he seemed capable enough to live among people. Like, he was a learned man. He could read, he could work. So it wasn't like, it didn't seem like he was impaired in any way that would prevent him from functioning in normal society. Some people think that he indeed was a soldier of the Civil War. Maybe he was suffering from something like PTSD. I read that somewhere, and that's maybe why he chose to live out here. But I guess we'll never really know though. But on days like this, and with views like this, I can understand why he would choose to live out here. So that's going to be it for our little story on Colonel John Meade, the Hermit of House Rock. Like I said earlier, he stayed at other places too, but this one just kind of sticks with his name. Yeah, and I was hoping to explore a little more underneath, but it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't look like his little spot was right under House Rock, but further down under. And plus they had that sign there. I guess, I'm not sure. Maybe they have trouble with people messing around down there or something. I don't know, but we'll just have to let it go. But I'm pretty sure he didn't live directly under House Rock, like immediately below it, because there was no like overhang down there below for him to put something. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, according to stories, it was closer to the railroad down there. All right. Yeah. Oh, there's more pawpaws here. Yeah, these are some nice ones. Check that one out. Maybe we'll munch on this one on the way back. All right. Hey, but if you would ever choose the life of a hermit, let me know down below in the comments where you would make your little home to live out here in the woods. You know, somewhere here in Pennsylvania, elsewhere. I have some ideas of where I would go, but anyway, I'm gonna make my way back, folks. But anyway, thanks for coming along this little adventure. Hope you enjoyed the little story, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.